Now then people, it's Joe, All Leeds TV, and it is your post-match chat after a hard-fought win at home against Queen's Park Rangers. Good win. You know, if we'd have scored first, I think, just a quick assessment really, I think if we'd have scored first and early, because there were opportunities, we could have had a few more. As it is, it's 59th game today, we get a penalty, we win 2-1, I'm happy. First half wasn't great, but some good points coming out of the game as well. I thought we started really well, just to begin. I think Roof had about 3 opportunities early doors. One from a ball from Shackleton, Alioski, I think the other one could have been Saiz, but yeah, he had 3 opportunities early doors. If he scores that, we go on and win 2, 3, 4. I genuinely believe that. As it is, you know, it seems to me at the minute, the team's MO, anyone who comes to Elland Road, is to sit back, soak up early pressure, then start to frustrate, time waste, get the fans, you know, get the fans back ups and then work from there. And that's all that seems to be happening at Elland Road at the moment, and it's doing me fucking head in, to be honest. And I think the ref, although he gave us a penalty in that first half, was pretty fucking shite. But yeah, I mean, Shackleton, right back, where do we begin? So, as I say, that first chance came from Shackleton, right back, crosses it in for Roof, and Roof just puts it just wide. Now, I said to you in my pre-match, are any of you worried about Shackleton at right back? Genuinely, I asked the question. No one commented to say they were, and we were all right to think that, because Jamie Shackleton had an absolute barnstormer for me. For such a small, slight lad, he's strong, so tenacious, wants to go forward all the time. Really good dribbler, good with the ball at his feet, and I see him, if he continues to play at right back, I can see him scoring goals from right back, if that makes sense as well. He's got so much to his game. Top player, and to come in and perform as he did. Just another youth product off the long line of what we've gone, and they're all being nurtured by Bielsa, and it's absolutely mint, and what a performance by Jamie Shackleton. I was surprised by the lineup. We knew Shackleton were going to go at right back, but if any of you's got to watch my pre-match, or the pre-match chat that we had live in Millennium Square with myself and Conor, and Oscar, sorry, I genuinely thought Halmy would come in at centre-back, KP just in front. On that as well, I don't think KP had a very good game. He let the ball bounce a couple of times, and they went on. I mean, the first one they went on and scored. Don't know what Jansen's doing trying to head it that low, if I'm honest. But yeah, I don't think KP had the best of games. Shout out to Halmy though, definitely came on again when Matt Smith was brought on. They put 2 up top, Wells and Smith. He brought on a third defender, brought off Saiz, and what a job he did. Because for me, if Halmy didn't come on, Matt Smith would have started to cause problems. They'd have had a lot more opportunities towards the end of the game than they did. But Halmy did a job on him. There was one, I don't know how he fucking did it, but he went up for a 50-50 and managed to take a touch and just took Matt Smith straight out of the picture. And it shows as well for me, one big thing about that is that Bielsa's learning about the Championship. He's adjusting. We have a plan B. You know, all these things have now started to develop, and we've got a 5-point gap over third place Derby. You know, if we can just keep grinding out wins and let them between 3 and 6, you know, keep faltering and lose, dropping points and stuff, then happy days. Norwich again got a last minute winner. Fucking hell, man. How many times? I mean, they must be so buoyed by that. They must have such good spirit at the minute, Norwich. But listen, first or second, I'm not asked as long as we go up. But yeah, there's a point between us and first, and now 5 points. Do you know what I mean? We go to the next game now, Bolton away on Saturday. Must get 3 points. Continue to win, and let the other teams worry about chasing us. Do you know what I mean? We've got 5 points now. You could easily say, we can afford, you know, a shite performance or whatever, we'll be all right. But we just need to keep progressing and making that gap longer, bigger. It was nice to see Paddy Bamford on the bench, although he didn't get a run out. It was just nice to see him. Nice to see Saiz get a start again. surprised at Alioski, but in hindsight and watching the game, the fact Alioski played on the right, it made me think, okay, the pragmatic Bielsa's thought, right, I can't have Shackleton and Clark on the right. Too young. And I think Oscar, it might not have even been Oscar actually, it was one of the fans that jumped in on the live video actually said, do you really think Bielsa will play so many youngsters? And he was right to say that, because look, he didn't, and it made perfect sense, because Shackleton was going to get forward, he's inexperienced, and we have Alioski to cover. So I understand why he played. Did Alioski have a great game? No, not for me. Second half, when he was over at my side by the cop, he tried all sorts and it just didn't work. There was one point where he tried to take someone on and he just fucking ran into him. I don't know if he's devoid of confidence or what, but he's just not doing it at the minute. And I don't want him in the side, and that's not having a go at him, and I understand why he's in there, but I'd much rather see Jack Clark. But the QPR get more joy if Jack Clark and Shackleton are on the right hand side. Inexperienced, do you know what I mean? Championship's hard, so I understand why he played. But like I said, we could have been out of sight early doors. 2-3 chances. I thought their keeper Joe Lumley, absolute shocker really. He made some good saves, don't get me wrong, but I just thought he was shaky as all. I mean, I don't know if that's a regular thing, but the amount of times his kicks found the byline were unbelievable. And that can never breed confidence in a side. I don't think he was great at all. I've touched on before, I thought the ref was shite, but I'm not going to go on too much because, like I say, he gave us a pen and I'm sick of mentioning refs. But yeah, the goal, QPR goal, when Naki Wells goes through, I just knew he was going to score. He can finish. Yeah, then them sort of strikers, he's in that ilk. You know, through one goal, you know they're going to put it in the back of the net, and he did do that. Questions over KP letting it bounce. I think Freeman then nudged it round to Wells, and then Janssens tried to head it when it was about year high. Has he tried to head it because he can't get his body there? I'm not sure, but I'd have preferred him to swing a leg at it. As it was, he went to head it, it went through to Wells and he puts it in the back of the net. Then what they do, like I say, I mean, even after them 3 early chances, all they did is just sat back, frustrated, slowed the game down, time wasted, do you know what I mean? I mean, where I sit, obviously, second half when we were 2-1 up and they went for the throw-in, I was just shouting, take your fucking time, mate, you know what I mean? Because that's all they were doing in the first half. And when they went in front, it was a great time for us to score a goal. Again, Pablo having an effort or smashing it across, and Roof, just that sixth sense at the minute. I think he's in double figures now as well, so well done, Kemar. But he's just in that sixth sense, sees the ball, little nudge, and it's in the back of the net. So it was a mint time to score, and I genuinely feel that we're rid of that hoodoo now of we need to score first to win games. I think that's done now. We've shown that now. Wigan, for example, we've shown it today against QPR. Then obviously we get the penalty. We start really well. I thought the second half we dominated personally, and we get the penalty first in it's the 59th game. Biggest record, I think, but we get the penalty. I mean, that's what I kept saying to my pals around me, like, we've got a fucking pen. I can't believe it. Suspect handball. I've only briefly seen the highlights. Was it really a handball? It was a bit of a dodgy one, but listen, he's given it. I don't know if you've got to see, but obviously Roof and Hernandez were back and forth over who was going to take the pen. Bielsa's come out and said that's cool, he doesn't mind it. But I think for me, they should know before going onto the pitch. I know me and my mate Sean, we sit together and we were saying, look, he's got to score now. I think it adds more pressure. If you've had a Barney, because it was clear Pablo was supposed to get it, but Roof's taking it off him. And if it adds then pressure because you've got to score. What a coolly taken pen, by the way. He did his celebration right in the keeper's face, which I thought was class, because I think the keeper was trying to have a go, and I know their defender got booked as well during the penalty before we took the penalty, so they were trying to get in his head, but he coolly took it. I mean, Roof's on form at the minute. I wasn't worried he was going to miss. I think the last time we had a penalty obviously was against it was Reading, wasn't it, when Mo Barrow scored, I think. That was a shite game, that, by the way, and Mo Barrow went wild and took his kit off. But yeah, that was a shocking penalty that day, so by rights, give it to someone else, and Roof puts it in the back of the net. What I will say, Roof could have had a third. He could have had a hat-trick. We know he got one last time against QPR. When he got the second, I thought he's going to go and get a hat-trick. But the reason I mentioned that is, you know, he missed it. But it's all about that ball from Saiz. It was exquisite. Us as fans and them as defenders knew nothing about it. There was only Roof that was alert to it, and he was through on goal. Exquisite through ball. Saiz, that's what he can bring, man. He's got such vision. He still needs to get back to them early, even last season when he was running at players and taking them on. But it was nice to see him start again. But like I say, we dominated the second half. QPR were always in it, and I was nervous towards the end of the game that they might nick something. They've got good points on the road before 2-2. I think the last 2 draws have been. So they could have nicked it, and they were always in the game. I just think we dominated second half. Halmy, as I said earlier, did a mint job on Smith when he came on. In terms of player performances, I thought Forshaw was class. Again, KP, a little bit suspect. Pontus was on it. Apart from the head, I thought Forshaw had a class game. He was just so on it. Like, sometimes when the ball went through, the vision to just quickly intercept. He was second to none today for Forshaw. I don't think Pablo had the best of games, if I'm being totally honest. Sometimes it looked like he couldn't pass it fucking 5 yards. But overall, look, we're gathering momentum now. We've won 4 on the bounce, 4 games on the bounce, and tough games. And we go into Bolton now. Again, can we make it 5 in a row? Can we make that gap bigger? I believe we can. I said in the pre-match with the guys, if you haven't watched that, please watch it. It was a live thing we did in Millennium Square. We found a nice little bar, had a chat, and I thought it went really well. So we're going to look to do that on every home game, basically. Meet in Leeds, have a chat. You guys should come along, man. It was good. And then hopefully soon we will start getting the post-match stuff. More post-match at the ground, so we can even get some more fan interaction. But guys, short and sweet for me. I know, well, 12 minutes, but I normally go on a little bit longer. But it was just a hard fought, good performance. We deserve the 3 points. We march on now to Bolton away. If you get a chance, as I say, or as always, make sure you tune in to Conor and Oscar's videos. It's our time, folks. I said pre-match, and I'll say it again. It is our time. It's ours to lose now. We've got that gap, and we keep continuing to grow that gap. You know what I mean? It won't be long before Norwich mess up, and we can take top spot as well. Believe me. And for that Norwich fan that said that Farke's a better manager than Bielsa, you need to get your head tested, son. But to be fair, we're getting a lot of support from Norwich fans in the comments on this video, so fair play. Let's go up together. Let's do it, man. But yeah, pleasure as always, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, and I just want to add as well, the Welsh fan that I met in the Duncan pub earlier on, thank you for coming to say hello, mate. Thank you for what you said. Obviously, the guys that go up from Wales, they watch the videos, they love it, they love the passion. So that's what it's all about. So I'm buzzing with that. And hopefully next time when we do the live pre-match chat, you can come along and sit in the pub with us and maybe fire some questions at us live as opposed to comments. I don't know, but it's going really well at the minute. I said to you pre-match, I'll say it again, I'm loving life, I'm loving the channel, I'm loving Leeds, I'm loving you, and I'm loving Marcelo Bielsa. Marching on together, guys. Roof!